There we go. We are now live. Welcome everybody to this thing we do on a Sunday, and welcome, Jono. Very pleased to have you.
Hello.
Pleased
to be here.
I was just saying before we met at the eBay. They called it a garden party. They didn't.
Yeah. They had like English tea. It looked all nice, Alice in Wonderland type thing.
Exactly.
And we just happened to get sat on the same table because they were split. They split me and Scott up. Me and business partner up, and they were trying to split everyone up, weren't they? All the couples and everything, and trying to mix them up.
They tried. Andrew didn't want to. We stayed together.
But it did. After I said something, other people managed to sit together as well.
Yeah. The started an uprising, Andrea.
Yeah, well, exactly that. But the beauty of that, and it really worked in our case, because our businesses wouldn't have probably crossed paths any other way. And then we got chatting, and then we were like, well, we'll have to get you on and share your business and what you're up to with our audience. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about lost luggage, which fascinates me, and how you got into that and how that works. But we do need to mention, Scott, you have a business partner who sadly couldn't make it tonight, last minute drop out. So maybe we'll get you guys on another time in the future, and so we can get to know Scott a bit more. So we are live. If you are watching us live, remember you can join in the side chat. We like to say a few hellos. So if you can hang on a minute, John, and we'll get into the chat in a minute, but we'll say a few hellos. Ross is in, regular viewer. He's doing a wedding anniversary. Oh, so he can't make the charity thing we're doing soon. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But he'll be there for the auction. Awesome. We're doing a charity thing coming up. We're going to auction off a load of stuff live on YouTube. So that's soon. Ian, welcome. Loving your latest videos. Thank you. I've been putting out a video a day for the last 10 days. It's a lot of work, but yeah, I've enjoyed it.
That is a lot of work. Well done.
Right. Sunday again. I know it comes around quick.
The weeks are just flying by.
Enjoying the daily videos. See, people are loving it.
There we go.
Hey. Tonight's topic sounds interesting and not one that seems to have been covered elsewhere. Yeah, I can't wait to delve into that. So a few more hellos. See, Blaney. Joe Forrest, thank you. I did get your little parcel. I'm going to share that in one of my daily videos. So I'll thank you so much for that.
Oh, that was nice.
Laurel, Andy, if you lose your luggage, there's a chance it could turn up for sale on eBay and you can buy it back. Well,
there is a high chance. This is true.
Kind of. I wonder if it listened. Because Scott's sharing opening luggage on TikTok, I've shared your TikTok link below so people can try it out later and have a look. There is a chance somebody could see their luggage being opened on TikTok.
There is, and there's some insane luggage out there as well. So they're going like, "Oh my god, that's mine."
Right, we'll have a few more hellos. We've got Deborah with us. There's Sharon. Good to see you. Simon, we're off to Simon's tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, Simon. A few more. Hi, Porky and Natalie. Anastasia is with us. Hello. There's Pete. Good to see you. Right, I'm going to whiz down to the end. So many people saying hello.
Karen. Hello, Karen.
It's Karen in. Yes. Excellent.
I'm going to watch tomorrow.
Okay. Right, I'm going to whiz down to the end. But remember, get your questions in. Oh, there's Dave, Vinyl Guardian. I've been subscribed to this channel for ages, but I don't think I've ever actually watched a video. Interesting. Well, better late than never, right? You're here now. That's what counts. So many people saying hello. I'm sure we'll get some questions as we go. So we're going to dip into lost luggage and how, well, I don't know. You tell us, how did you get into that? And how does that work?
Do you know what? It's not like we gunned for this. We actually fell into it. We've been like, to give people a bit of background, what kind of products we've been selling. We've been buying products on auction, and it's Amazon products, and we'll bid on like 23 pallets, and it's all unmanifested, so it's mystery box style. So if you go back on our TikTok, you will see videos of us going, and here's an Amazon mystery box, because it's a box pulled off a pallet that's arrived, and then we're just opening it and raw, what we see in the box same time as everyone else. So it could be like loads of rubbish, and we're going, well, God, we paid thousands for this. Like, what is going on? But that's our reaction, right? So we're just pumping these videos out. Scott's getting better and better at it. He's the man on, on TikTok doing it. And then we're looking at some products on another wholesale site, and we end up buying something from this supplier, and he just goes, "Hey, we get loads of lost property as well. Do you want it?" And we just went, "Yeah, let's try it." So we get this lost property, and it's from like airports, like bus stations. You can anywhere you can imagine, like the people would lose their luggage. And Scott goes, "Let's just do a TikTok on it. Let's do one opening a case." And his views just went from like 12,000 suddenly to 80,000 in like one video, and we were like, "Wait a minute!"
Well, earlier on before this, obviously we like to have a look at the links and see what's going on. And I'd not had a chance to look at the TikToks that Scott, your partner's, putting out. And I showed Andrea 4 million views, 1 million views. These TikToks are regularly bringing in huge money. And I was like, why? But then I looked, and because you don't know what you're going to get. So you crack open, sometimes locked cases, crack them open, and it's underwear and stuff and whatever. But then there's the gems in there.
Yeah.
So talk us through a bit about, what do you find? What's the pros and the cons of this? You must get some terrible stuff, but some amazing stuff.
Yeah, you can get strings of ones where it's just pretty standard and boring. But it's funny you say about the locked one. So the locked one was interesting. The first locked one we found, because Scott was focusing on the fact like, it's locked. I want to know what's inside. And I was like, what are you doing? This would be great content. But because he was so focused on the fact that it had a lock on, he had forgotten that if it didn't have a lock on, he would just go, put it on the desk and we'll do a video. But he was so intrigued by it, and I had to stop him. And then he went, "Oh my God, good point." So what he did, what I liked about it, we put it on the table. And what you don't see in the video is how long it took him to get into it, because he had to cut that bit down. But he did that raw as well. So he went and got the tools, and he went, "Right, Jono, hit record." And then he's there like whacking away at this thing. And I just happened to, because he took so long to do it, I change angle, which turns out to be a really good move during the video, because it looks like we're switching angles while he's trying to chop away at this case.
Yeah. So
it was just like little things like that. We just accidentally again, "Oh no, use this as a video, do it." And then that one got 4 or 5 million views, and it was like, that was kind of spurs you on, right? I hope there's more locked ones out there, kind of thing. I think we only found one more. And then stuff wise, the grimmest things are like food, soiled pants, that kind of stuff. That's the grimmest ones. Like the food ones are really bad because it's moldy. So you pull it out, and I'm usually the one filming, so I start to smell it too, and I'm like, whoa! And you see the camera sometimes dip down or shake. So
I guess they could have been in lost luggage for months on end, so the food is long gone. Yeah, I didn't even think about the length of time they've sat somewhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Tommy said hi. Sorry, I just saw Tommy there saying, "Jono," from the eBay meetup.
Oh, it was the same question you were asking.
Oh, thank you, James. Yeah, how do you find lost luggage? What's the weirdest thing you found? Right. Well, we've kind of just covered that. Thanks for the question. Did you highlight Delaney's then?
Yeah. How many gloves do you go through?
Yeah, so it's funny. So we've got like a box of gloves we've had from like our old, like we used to get homeware products and stuff from our Amazon returns. That's the sort of bread and butter. We are getting that as well again. We got like boxes of these gloves. So luckily, there's like on the side, he goes grabs these gloves. But sometimes he'll forget his gloves, start going through it, or just do the entire video. Then he goes, "Oh, I forgot my gloves," and that was pretty grim. And then you'll get in the comments going, "Oh, gloves, wear gloves." So people kind of remind him. So now he's always putting them on or remembering to get them. But we go through a lot of gloves. Yeah.
We touched a little bit on, you've got to expect some grim things in there and some worthless things, some disgusting things. So what is it you're really holding out for? What are you hoping to find in lost luggage?
Well, you know what? You don't know until you find it sometimes. Like the other day, we got a card, and it had 130 euros in it. And then we started wishing all the cards that we got had euros in them or money, because we were just like, we didn't even think that this would happen. Scott is there. He's literally looking over, and what you can't see is he's looking at his mum, because his mum was in the warehouse during this video. She works with us, by the way. And then he's just going, Is is this real? Like, he wants her to verify it almost. Like, Mum, come over and have a look. So afterwards, he's there like, got 130 euros. What's going on? So, yeah, it's when you get that, it then spurs you on to think, wow, we're going to get more, something good. And then the next 3 cases is just clothes and flip flops. But
I'm just trying to think through the sort of things you can find. I guess there's personally sensitive stuff. Passports could potentially end up in there, or something personal. Do you have a way of getting things back to their owners, or do you just have to bin it?
Everything. So the responsibility should lie on the people that sell us all this stuff.
Okay.
But I must admit there have been 1 or 2 where that's filtered through. Like, we shouldn't even be finding cash because they should have been gone through. But now, obviously, they could leave the cash if they wanted to, but no one leaves it. They take it with the IDs and all that stuff, of course, and someone else benefits, or it might go to charity. I don't know. But when we get something like that, we don't show it, of course. If it's there all of a sudden on a video, it's blurred or it's not shown, and then we will just destroy it because that shouldn't be in there in the first place. So we know that's sensitive information. But no, we haven't yet had anyone reach out, and we haven't yet tried to reach out to anyone else in terms of getting it back to the owner. If there was some sentimental item that was someone reached out and they saw it, then we'd be happy to reunite with its owner. But it's just we haven't had that yet.
Okay. We'll touch on Ross's question in a minute, but I just had a thought, and when your thought vanishes out of your head. So we'll go on to Ross's question. I had a question for you and then I lost it.
Yeah.
Well, you were asking about what the kind of thing you're hoping to find. I'm not sure if you answered that.
Yeah.
In general, when we first started, so I'm just going to take this back because when we first started, you've got to remember, not everything is in a case. So you see the cases that are there, the stuff that you don't see. Maybe we could do one where this is an entire shipment. These are the stuff we get in boxes as well. Just to give people context. Maybe a longer form on YouTube would work better. But for example, in our first one, I'm sure some people do have to go through them and tag them. The people are selling them to us. And there was a camera. It looked like an old camera. Turns out it was a camera, a Japanese one, only made in a certain 4 years, a Minolta CLE, and it's worth like £1,000. And once you see stuff like that, again, you don't know what to hope for in Last Luggage until you found some good stuff. So now we get excited if an old camera comes through, or if there's a digital camera, because we sold one for like £600 the other day, just a 4K handheld video camera. So it's that kind of stuff we hope that we have in bits. We do get some funny stuff. For example, we get CPAP machines, those air breathing machines.
Yeah.
That help you when you're sleeping, sleep apnea. We had like 11 of them. How random is that from a bus station? So you can't really sell them on eBay, but you can sell them on like Facebook Marketplace for not much. But you just but again, that gets a lump sum back. It's such an array of things. I'm getting surprised by what things I'm looking forward to getting or what I want. So it's hard to answer that in some ways. We get a lot of bags, of course. A lot of headphones, they're quite good sellers because you get headphone cases, you get full sets. A lot of Apple products. So
I was just thinking about the things I always lose. Yeah. Phone chargers, umbrellas. Is it?
Glasses.
Yeah.
You get loads of glasses. We've got so many prescription glasses. It's unreal.
You can lock them up and sell them on eBay though. I sold lots of just glasses. People buy them for the frames. If you get a big pile of them, they'll sell.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a little bit of value there. Before we touch on Ross's question, which I don't think we've read out yet, it came back to me. So it's interesting you said before that most of what comes to you, somebody's gone through already.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that there's enough value and it's still worth you going through to find the gems. So they're not taking out all of the value, which is interesting.
Yes, because we have experienced that with other products before. There weren't even Lost Luggage, where we're buying pallets of things and we could tell people have been through them. So to have that, where it's clear, it's obvious, where maybe to some people to go through it and take the good stuff and sell it on, but instead, no, they're doing, we think there could be maybe some being taken, but it looks like they are just taking the things that need to be taken out. IDs, cash is usually emptied, anything with personal information on. But other than that, it seems pretty good. We're happy with it. It's not a regular supply. If that's a question anyone's wondering, how often do you get it? It's how often, how often people lose stuff is the answer, to be honest. And then it collects up, and then we get sent it.
So that's worth saying. Well, let's touch on Ross's question first. I know, sorry, you highlighted that. Do you want to read that one out, and then we'll...
Yeah, so Ross says, in regards to lost luggage, I saw a place advertising police evidence that you can buy. Have you tried that? I know that you get great unclaimed bicycles at police auctions. One bike thief was caught with 132 in a garden.
What?
Have you tried that?
32 bikes in a garden. Was he just collecting them for fun?
I think you might have been stealing them. Let's put it that way. But yeah, have you tried auctions? Is that an avenue you've pursued?
Do you know what? I looked online, but I think it takes someone like this, like one of your viewers, to really bring it up for me to really look, because I've had people maybe suggest them, or I've had a quick look on Google and just had like, right, you know, auctions, where can we buy more stuff, especially lost property. But I feel like I need to now. If one of your viewers is saying, give this a go, I might as well just have a look, you know. Interestingly,
I tried to find a place I could source at a police auction. I couldn't find one. So I don't know if it's kind of kept on a little bit under wraps, or maybe they only share where they're happening with certain people. I don't know. If anybody knows in the chat or watching this after, if you want to share, put it in the comments below. Be interesting to find out. And going back, so the lost luggage, give us an idea how much of your business that is. Is that a small percentage of what you do? Is the pallets more of what you do?
That's a tough one, because it depends on when we last bought our usual supply of products. So it all gets mixed into like the same avenues. But lost property allowed us to kind of pivot a little bit, because we found, even though returns do go up, because it's harder to get the exact condition of everything, because you have to take a lot of photos, we found the margins were better. And then it also opened up that avenue on TikTok, where our viewership went up loads. So then we were like, let's try and divert some of this traffic. And then we created our own website through I know we're going to talk about it in a bit, through our platform. And then we started selling the lost property stuff on our on eBay and our website. And now we've just gone and bought another shipment of our usual products. So it's hard to say the percentages, because it went to lost property, say like 60% normal, 40% lost property, but now it's going to swing back to 20-30% lost property, 70-80% usual products. And it's all through eBay and our website at the moment.
Interesting. You highlighted Will's question.
Yeah, Will was just wondering if you'd ever found any prosthetics, eyes, legs, etc.
Let me think. We have found some strange stuff. I mean, we even found we found some like needles the other day and drug paraphernalia and stuff, and we got freaked out by it. We were just like, oh my god. And I'm trying to think. I don't think we found eyes and legs. We have found like crutches. We're like, how did someone lose this? And wheelchairs. We're just like, I don't understand how this gets left behind.
Yeah.
Or it's like bandanas with like blood on, and you're like, oh, like someone's used it to put over a wound and then left it on a train. And then those air breathing machines. Again, I don't know how people lose this kind of stuff. But limbs, I don't think we're probably going to get limbs. Now you've said that, who asked that question, we're going to find some limbs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing's shocking me anymore. It's crazy.
Well, you touched there. Obviously, you've explained the stock you're getting in, but every business has to have an outlet. And so you said eBay and your own website now. So are those just the two places you're selling?
So that it's now just the two places that we're selling. We used to, leading up to now, we were selling mystery boxes as well from our old products. And that was Ecom Kings, which is the same name as the TikTok. That was selling like different size mystery boxes from our items that we get from Amazon. And now instead, what we're doing with the lost property stuff, and this is more sort of a longer term vision, is we have robertscotts.com, because Robert Scott's is the name of our business. And that is using our software that we've developed to auction off any of the items. You know, you said about selling the glasses en masse. Well, we'll put them in one of those green Tesco crates. They're literally from Tesco. And then we just put a load of the glasses in there, and then we put them on our auction site, and people can just start from £1. There's the postage, of course, but it starts from £1. It's just like old school bidding, just like how eBay kind of used to be. And that's how we kind of, you've got that outlet where you sell those things you can't really sell on eBay, or it's just not cost effective to do so.
Exactly, and move the bulk, move the low value stuff maybe, and just get it turned over.
We don't put anything in the bin now. Let's put it that way. We don't put anything in the bin. We put everything in. We sell everything.
Good Lord. Okay. Yeah. I briefly clicked through and had a look at that, and it is totes full of stuff. You're selling by the tote. So I've shared that link below, and we've got so many resellers that follow us. They'll be intrigued to go over and have a look. So let's touch on that then. So this is your own website with your own software. So how long have you had that going?
So it's actually been over a year since the idea was, it's around about a year since the idea was born. There's actually 4 of us involved. So it's myself, Scott, a guy called Matthew, who you, I don't know if you met Matthew. He was at the Tea Party event, the garden party event. But I don't know if you actually spoke to him.
I don't think so.
He runs a successful Amazon business. He's actually just opened a shop in his warehouse as well, and he has his own website. He sells a lot of electronics. It could be like it could be AirPods kind of thing. There's loads of different product lines he does, and so he's a good business mind to have on board. So we thought, let's have a third person, and then the 4th one, who is absolutely smashing out the park, is our coder. Everyone, if you're going to work with someone, make sure you're cozy with the coder. Make sure he is happy, you pay him on time, and he's he's really like invested in the business. And so he's got 25% of the business. We paid him at the beginning of the fee that he wanted, and he has gone out of his way to make sure that any changes that we need making, any suggestions, he is just on it. I've never realized how important it is for the person who actually builds your business, how much you need to have them, I don't know, I want to say involved, and just keep them happy and just be close to them and stuff, because he could just turn around and go, I don't want to do this anymore, and walk off, and we're screwed.
Yeah, we won't talk about it in depth, but I've had exactly those sort of issues and problems with the project and company that we've set up, building an app. And you're right. You need to keep your coders close, and because it's problematic if they disappear from the project.
Yeah, which we've experienced.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I can't wait to actually spend some more time and go over and have a look at what you're selling on your.
I'd love to have them on. By the way, I wish I'd brought the coder on. Nick, his name's Nick. He'll have to come on sometime and chat. If you ever have us in the future, I'll have Scott, Nick, Matthew, everyone if you want. But
absolutely. Yeah. No, we brought up what was this?
She sells car parts. Says Wilson's Auctions do police auctions.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes cars, sometimes evidence, sometimes lost property.
I'll note that one down. Thank you.
Will said that Sussex Police have an auction site on eBay. I would imagine other forces do the same.
Or maybe that's where it's evolved, because I'm going back 20 years when I used to hear about police auctions, and they would literally sell it off under the hammer in a warehouse somewhere, and I never quite found out where to go. Maybe the police are now selling it themselves direct.
Could be.
To make the most of it. Who knows? Let's have a dip into the chat at this moment then and see if we can catch up. Thank you for all your messages. It's so hard to keep up. So many people watching at the moment. We've got about 200 people in. So hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Sharon has got a question. Are all the lost luggage from British airports must be looked through for security reasons, bombs, weapons, etc.? Doubt they'd take things because, what's that say?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Claimed. Oh, well. They're all from British airports. And then in terms of, I know what you're saying, but we're the receivers from a company who take it off the airports. So once it goes into once they purchase it, they own it. So they can legally then, or they can just go through it without someone trying to claim it. Even if someone tried to claim it at that point, that has already gone past the amount of time that the airports allocate. I think some will be as aggressive as 60 days. So a lot of them 90 days. but some will go as low as 60 days, and they want that shorter if they can because they don't like holding on to it. And if it's unclaimed, it's then sold off to these companies.
Interesting. Right. Yeah, that doesn't sound a long time for you, let's say us as the traveler, to try and reclaim our stuff. Yeah, that's a fairly short window. But
yeah, it all depends on their policies, but I suppose they don't have the staff, or like they don't want to employ someone to do that. I guess they want to be able to just have other people do it for them.
And I'm sure that the numbers that are involved with lost suitcases is way beyond what I could even imagine. I'm sure there's a lot of it out there.
My question is, how do they get lost in the first place?
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah.
I wonder that sometimes when I open some of these cases and go, how is they've lost this? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that, a lot of the suitcases will be from a return trip. So the clothes will be needing a wash. What do you do with that?
Yes. So at first, it's so funny. So there's me and Scott, just like typical, let's just like do everything as quick as we can. So we started like at first we genuinely started chucking some stuff in the bin that could have had really good value. We're talking good like clothes, just because they might dirty, we just threw them away. Then we started like throwing away makeup. Then of course Scott's mum comes in, Scott's sister comes in and starts having a go at us, going, "Why are you throwing this away? Why are you doing this?" So then Scott's mum starts washing the trainers, washing the clothes, and then of course they started selling better. We were like, "Okay, fair enough." And then Scott's sister starts picking up makeup, starts selling for 30, 40 pounds on eBay because she picks out the ones that aren't used. And we thought, oh my God, there's money in makeup. Like, we didn't know this. And now we put the rest of it in a crate, of course, and then we can sell that on as well on our website. But first, we were chucking way too much away.
Yeah.
So,
well, like you touched on before, you don't kind of know what you're looking for until you've discovered the potential value and stuff. And that rings true with my business. Ours has evolved over the years as you find a new niche and you're like, oh my God, people buy whatever it is. Yeah. And then, of course, you are actively looking for that. And now we go around with hundreds of brands and products in our heads that we've discovered over the years.
Yeah. And
you must find that. And I suppose with I just wanted to touch on eBay. So your eBay model, is that auction or buy it now? How are you selling on eBay?
So we buy it now. We buy it now. We don't do any auction on there. So that is purely buy it now. We have a repricer and everything. So if something doesn't sell, it'll reprice down like a couple of % every day, or like every few days it'll go down by like 3.5%. So everything's systemized as much as we can.
So you are doing some research up front to set the price, or are you using
some
model
so
now?
We have virtual advisors. And we have a manager of them. They're from the Philippines, and we will ask our manager to go on the eBay research tool first, and then we combine that with ChatGPT just to double check, because with the normal supply of products, very easy. It's on Amazon, so they just find information, pull it across. When it's lost luggage, sometimes they can get a product and they go on eBay, and someone else might just be selling one of them, and they could be selling it really cheaply, and it's actually a designer product that should be twice as much. Of course, ours and theirs then sells really quickly, and then we've kind of lost out on some profit we could have had. So we try to layer it. So first is we do eBay product research tool. There's loads of products there. The manager will list it at that price, or try and undercut a little bit, and then layer it with ChatGPT just in case it's got much higher value, and ChatGPT can just tell you like a sort of more accurate range, just to make sure that, because we've made a few mistakes, I'll be honest with you. We've sold some like designer belts or some designer sunglasses, and we sold them for like 20 quid, and then we looked at them up and they're worth 150 used, and we're going, oh.
Yeah. But that's part of the learning process. I wonder if you're going to the big talk at the moment, and it was the big talk up in Birmingham where I briefly saw you up there, is AI. Are you looking at implementing AI into that part, the pricing or the listing?
So we've implemented AI. I'll tell you how we've implemented it, and then how we are, what we're sort of going towards. We implemented it with our customer service. So we found that we had to build the system first, and Scott would be great with talking about this because he started this. We created a prompt with ChatGPT, and we put in, for example, if you had a return issue, number one would be the return issue. So you would take a screenshot of someone's message, and you press 1, and it would reply appropriately with our what we want to do for a customer. Say they want to return something, we might go through a process of give them 10% off first. So ChatGPT would see their message, obviously reply in its nice way like it does, and then also it would take our prompt that we'd already fed the information because we'd already typed it all in, and it would then offer them 10% off as well.
And knows your policies and your system, and it just creates.
We fed it all our information. So, and all we have to do is put number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So we don't have to actually put any context. We just put one reply to this message. And then once we've nailed that down, because obviously we need to make sure that process works, we then gave it to our manager, VA, whose English is really good, but still not as good as ours, just naturally, because it's his second language, but he is very good anyway. But then he suddenly could use the same ChatGPT information and give exactly the same answers in the same English. So there's no difference from us doing it to our manager. So that's where we managed to implement AI and a VA and kind of create this like system that meant they sped up and it was consistent with the service that we provide.
Yeah.
We had to teach it first, basically, and then you just change the person who controls it.
Yeah, we had an interesting call recently with Monster AI about trying out their product and sharing our views on that. I haven't had a go on it yet, but I can see where clearly your business is all about getting the stock in and getting it out, getting it sold as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And I can see that something like a listing tool might help. Do you think you'll go that way?
Yeah, I see what you mean. It could be. We wouldn't say no, because me and Scott, we do like using AI as much as we can in terms of if we think it's going to improve productivity. We do like having our VAs. You know, they are like they're quite inexpensive. They're quite flexible as well, and they've been with us for a little while. So there is some loyalty in that human side, I guess.
Yep.
So what we probably do is to have a combination of using an AI tool like that, and maybe we just wouldn't need as many staff, but we'd like to still keep them there because sometimes AI does mess up, ChatGPT does mess up, and if you haven't got a person there to pick it back up, or you're out doing something and you're completely relying on AI, and then you've got to come back to a mess, it would just be a little bit, it would make things a little bit tougher.
Well, interestingly, you mentioned was it your mum or Scott's mum earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and a sister maybe. So it sounds. Yeah. Is it? Would you call it a family business? How many staff are we talking?
So no, it's so at the moment. I'll be completely honest with you. We've had to cut down. We've gone through a hard period because before we got the lost luggage, we actually signed a contract to take on some Amazon returns and liquidation products. Unfortunately, we got pretty much all things you would consider winter products in spring. So we were getting like heated blankets, a lot of heated blankets and products like that right back in like March. And it crippled us cash flow wise. Financially, it made things so hard for us that it took me and Scott a little time to realize the true problems that were going on, the true issues. So we went from a team of like 6 people, and now there's 3 of us, and that's me. Scott, that includes me. So including me and Scott in the past, it was 7 or 8 of us. But now it's down to 3. That includes me and Scott. We don't pay ourselves wages anymore. So I'm working for nothing, 40, 50-hour weeks in the warehouse, plus the time outside. Scott's the same. And then his mum has even taken a pay cut for a little while we rebuild everything. Because this is how badly it hit us. We want to be able to push this in the right direction. Thankfully, you know, we had that org team coming out. We had all these ideas still being developed. So we had that sort of feeling of, well, we've got to continue. You know, that warehouse has become a giant studio now. TikTok's popping off. So we're like, this is traffic that, you know, okay, there is AdSense can be paid on that, the sponsorship and all those ideas as well. But we always see that as a side thing. That isn't the main business. That should be not a side thing. But what I mean by that is like that income shouldn't be necessarily included. We've got to make sure this is a viable business that's going to work. So we want to make sure we don't waste that traffic. We don't waste this, what's now become a studio as well as our warehouse. And we don't want to waste the warehouse. You know, we have, Scott's family's been amazing. They recently went out and collected loads of clothes. They went on community posts on Facebook and asked people, hey, could you donate some clothes? Because we're going to start selling some clothes on Whatnot. So we were just like, yeah, sure. And then people just donated them. There were loads of people, and his family have been amazing. They just turned up in a car. And bear in mind, Chloe's his sister's taking her kids with her, and she's bringing all these clothes. And I thought, this is amazing. Like, to have a family like this, that they're willing to help out. So,
I just want to thank you for being so honest about how tough business can be. It's refreshing to hear it. I mean, we've documented our business life on here and tried to document some of the hard times as well. And it can hit you really hard. And it's lovely to hear that you've faced up to that and you're finding ways through it, and you're being open and honest about it, because business is tough. And we will have ups and downs, and just getting through that is part of what we have to put up with, right? What and deal with as entrepreneurs and trying to come up with things. But wow, you've been through the mill this year then.
Yeah, you believe it or not, January was one of our best months we'd ever had. And then to be told, if I was told at the time, and by the way, in 3 months, you'll be having your hands over your face like this, having to tell staff that you have to let them go. And then that was the start of it. Then it was months of doing that. Like, at the start, I was like, it feels horrible to let someone go who's doing a good job, because it doesn't make sense to me, let alone what they're about to hear. So I'm scared before I even let them know what's going on. And then to see their face drop, or to see them kind of go, I don't understand. And you just, they took it really well in fairness, but it takes a piece of you away from you in a way, because it's not fair. But again, that was my first experience of doing that. I've never had to let someone go before who was actually doing a good job. So that was,
it's tough. I'm just thinking back to some really tough times. We had a folder business once that was, we'd poured everything we had into it, and it was crippling. And we also had a business decimated when it was broken into. They wrecked the place, stole everything. And it's personal, right? It's personal. You just described having to let someone go. That's tough. And those are the realities of running, being at the top, being the boss, if you like. You've got to deal with that stuff.
Being at those highs, and then suddenly, like, you could be a month away from your lowest low. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, no, it really is. You highlighted David. Do you want to read that out?
Yeah, David said, surely if you have a coder in the house, you can build your own AI listing tool.
Well, potentially.
AI listing tools are made from AI in most parts.
Yeah, I see what he's saying. I suppose because we are using code that's built for this auction site. So this is code that he owns essentially, and he's building on that. And so it's for our website. But I know what you mean when you come to like AI listing tool, maybe like this is something we could add on to our website in the future. And I don't know if you could build one for eBay. That I don't know at all, because you could connect it through the API, I guess. But I'll have to speak to him. I wish I could have him on here, because I have to answer for him, I guess. If Nick was here, it would just be like Nick and Nick.
Ross just echoed what I was saying. Respect to you, John, for being honest. You'll learn from the mistakes and be stronger. Exactly that. We have to be prepared to mess things up and for problems to happen. Otherwise, go and get a day job, right? If you're not prepared to go with the flow and take the tough times, because they're going to come, no matter what you do.
Yeah, they are. I think, and there's going to be more to come as well. So, but thanks for that. Thanks for the support, guys.
And David says, I love selling lost luggage. Is it vinyl?
I don't know what that word is.
Maybe. Or vintage, maybe.
Oh, vintage.
It's one of my vintage. It's one of my best markets for low price new stuff like Primark. How do you get rid of the low priced stuff?
Wow. I mean, first of all, I didn't know that you could just get rid of Primark stuff on Vinted. I didn't know there was even a market for selling off Primark stuff, because we see that we don't get rid of it, but we go, we have to put that in that pile. Because there's certain stuff that sells better than others. But I'll be honest with you, our low price stuff where we know it's not going to sell on eBay, because eBay is still really good, because you've got the masses and everything. We're still building our website, so until that point, we put the stuff that's worth good value on eBay, and then if we need to sell it off, we'll go through our auction site, robertscotts.com, and we actually will put it most of it together into one of those touts or whatever you call it, totes, sorry, and or crates. Or and we can talk about this in a minute if you want as well. We're just about to start Whatnot, and that is funny in itself how that's come about. And anyway, I'll go into it in a sec, and then we try and collect it together, and then we'll sell it off on our website. I don't know, I can't remember what else I was going to say then. I just did that thing where you go, oops.
Yeah, it's hard to keep all the thoughts in your head.
I was thinking about Whatnot, and I was like, oh no, it's gone.
Well, let's touch on Whatnot then. So why have you chosen, or how did that come about, trying Whatnot?
So, we were going to go do eBay Live, obviously. Yeah. You've seen all that stuff. And then we got Whatnot came and just sort of like, came and just called us up and just took us away from eBay Live.
Really? Wow.
And headhunted Scott, and we're just like, well. And they went, we want to use ours. How about join us, no fees? And we're like, ooh, so no selling fees. We're just like, okay, this is interesting.
Are you on there yet? Have you tried it yet?
So this is the funny part where my brain started going and why I forgot what I was going to say earlier. I think what I was trying to say earlier to the gentleman who asked that question was we then just started using TikTok traffic to drive to our website, and that's how we sell off all the stuff that, we are starting to filter through stuff that we know probably will sell better on eBay, but we need to test it. We need to know where our website's at in terms of traffic, because it keeps building, from the TikTok traffic and Google rankings. Anyway, back to Whatnot. So the Whatnot one, you laugh at what we did. We just thought if when people start on Whatnot, surely it's like anything else. You just plug in and you press record for your live stream. Turns out that's not the case, right? They actually have a test stream you can do. There's a button somewhere. We didn't know this, so we thought we'd just live stream and figure out how to sell stuff on Whatnot. We didn't even know how to build a template. We didn't know any of the rules, which there aren't many, to be honest. But we had the viewers. We had like 40 viewers at one point, which was a lot for just considering we just pressed record and we're some random guys. Like, we hadn't done the official sign up yet, by the way. We just did a test on a random account.
Well, I was going to say, just quickly, we sold on there a few times, and we had to go through an onboarding procedure. I'm amazed you got on there without knowing.
We got on there pretty quick on a random account, and then while we're on there, viewers were just going, right, you need to get labels, you need to do a number. Now you need to open a template. They had to give us instructions while we're on there. We're fumbling around. I'm holding the camera because I can't get it on the stand, so it's just going doing this.
I'm going to find this stream and watch it. I want to.
Yeah, and I think it kept some viewers because they were probably laughing at us, going, "Look at these two idiots," and they were kept telling us how inefficient we were. We're like, "Sorry, guys, it's our first stream." But,
so, have you managed to figure out Whatnot now?
Yeah, we figured it out from watching others, which is what we should have done in the first place, and from our mistakes. And we now have like numbers ready. We're going to have someone, hopefully I think we're going to have someone else there just putting on the numbers on each product. So, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So we can just get the products out quickly. And we figured out, obviously, the template. You can just do like 100 blank templates and then you just pull out the item. And we're going to do, is it called like sudden death or something? I can't remember. You don't doesn't extend the timer. It just goes all the way down to 0, like old school.
You can have like a 10-second.
10 seconds and then it just goes to 0. There's no extension. We decided to do that. We find that creates a bit more.
And is this for clothing? Or you must end up with
so all that donated clothing that we got for free, because we just thought, let's just try different things. I literally walked into a holiday park and went, what do you do with all your lost property? And they went, I mean, you can just take it if you want, like, because we just throw it away in a bin. I was like, okay. So they just let it build up. So we just started doing these things. That's why we started going community posts going, has anyone got any clothes they want to give away? And then they just said, yeah. And then some's actually all right. A lot of it, is just like normal supermarket brands. But with what we're doing is we're putting the stuff that is like mid to low range, let's put it, shove them in a box and like really pat them down. So it's like good 3 or 4 kilos of clothes. And then we're just selling them off on Whatnot, just as a tester, and people are bidding on them because they can get them for a few quid, and we're getting them for free. They pay for delivery, everyone wins, and then we've got thousands of belts from lost property or or at least 1,000 anyway. It's crazy. I'd never have to buy a belt again. And we're going to sell those as well. Loads of sunglasses, and we've got a few other items. We're just going to try different things as well.
I'm loving what I'm getting from this attitude of we'll just try this. We'll jump into this. We'll turn up and ask if they can give us any stuff. That kind of attitude is it's just so refreshing.
Yeah.
You know,
we've just got to try, and we've been through enough in business as well to like go, you know what, we should just try everything, and then whatever works, go with it. Whatever doesn't, we just try something else. It's not there's nothing bad's going to happen to us or to anyone, so why not just try it? So
wow, love that attitude. Let's dip into the chat again. Sorry if we've ignored you, chat. That was really fascinating to hear. Okay. So yeah, if you are watching live, remember the live side chat. Oh wow, we're 1:45. We've done 3/4 of an hour already.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, I think we're kind of up to date. Ross is chatting there. Yeah, eBay Live is coming. We are still doing the onboarding. We're waiting for the last one for that, aren't we? Our friend Simon was doing his second stream tonight. The one last week went really well for him. So we're going to try eBay Live. We did Whatnot. We did 4 or 5 shows. Wasn't that it was bad. It just didn't fit into what we were doing at the time.
Yeah.
And if we can integrate it with eBay and eBay Live works, that would fit us so much better. So we're hopefully going to get on there soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think for the sounds of what you've got, almost an abundance of almost free clothing, it's perfect just to turn it over on.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it might work on eBay Live for you, to be honest, as well.
Yeah.
Simon says, my OCD is freaking out with the whole winging it.
Yeah, Simon's not a wing it kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we freak out a lot of people from eBay as well, to be fair, with the whole winging it thing. Like when we spoke to, is it Minolto? He's the I can't remember what his position is. Anyways, he was there at the Sholto, sorry.
Yeah,
Minolto, Sholto, yeah. I'm thinking of that Japanese camera. Yeah, still on eBay, guys. So buy it. No, Sholto. He loves the idea of opening up like cases, and then he was talking about eBay Live, and then we went, there is no way eBay would let us list a case with items in, and we just open it up and see what happens. eBay are way too structured for that. And he sat there and he went, I want to make it happen, boys. And we really appreciate that someone that high up in eBay is going like, come on, I'm really excited for you. And you're like at the same time going, no, you're going to be told off, mate. Don't do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think, didn't eBay ban the kind of mystery box type listings anyway?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
So that,
So imagine someone leaning on like an executive going, go on, just let these guys, go on.
Well, we'll see how that
goes down after about 10 minutes.
Yeah. But we're quite excited to try it out. I like trying things, and we've tried all sorts over the years. Some things don't work out, some things lose you money. We've had whole businesses that have failed, and we've been there, done that. But I just love hearing your attitude to just try it, see what sticks. Right? That's awesome.
That's the best way.
What have we got here? What are you called on Whatnot?
Oh, I think we're going to be called Ecom Kings on that as well. I think we are. So that's a good point. I didn't look at the link, but I'm pretty sure it's Ecom Kings, just like it is on our TikTok. But we do, if you go on our TikTok, I suppose I could send you this later anyway. We have a link tree anyway, and that'll have everything, all our socials. The only reason I didn't give you that is because I just wanted to give you like specific ones. But
well, certainly the TikTok link is below, and I encourage people to go over and watch Scott just.
I'm the cameraman, by the way, so like all those views you get, I'm just like, but I'm laughing sometimes. You just can't hear me.
But honestly, the one where he's trying to break in a suitcase, I was cracking up watching that. It's brilliant.
That one was a good one. That one was a good. That was, like I said, that was the one where he got so intrigued by what's in there. I was like, no, it's a video. Break into it on the video. Don't do it in real life. Just go.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, believe it or not, it's 10 to 9.
It is 10 to 9.
And I put out the message of thinking about some words of wisdom.
Yeah, as we come to the end of these, you may not be aware, Jono, what we've done over the years, going back to COVID times, we used to end on, times were bleak, and we used to try and end on a positive note, right? So that evolved into asking the chat to leave some words of wisdom. So as we get to the end of the hour, we'll ask the chat to put in their words of wisdom. Sometimes they relate to the topics we've chatted about, and they're quite funny. And then we let our guests choose something that resonates with them, and we leave on a positive note. So that's what we'll do as we come towards the end. But yeah, I've been really fascinated with that, and I think the chat reflect that as well.
Sue Blaine is saying that there aren't any links.
I put them in. Okay, if the links aren't there right now for you watching live, I do apologize. I did put them in. I don't know why they're not. But we will get them thereafter, and I'll pin them as the top comment on the video as well, so you can come back and find all of the links. Okay. So now you mentioned YouTube once or twice. I see you're dabbling on YouTube. What do you see as the future for that?
So Scott, first he was just putting recently. He's been doing just the shorts, to be honest. Like with many just shorts, because he can upload them quite easily on TikTok, and then he puts them on YouTube. That obviously brings in viewers. But then in the past, if you look at some older videos, you can see we've got some. It's like me and him, or just him, and it's going through palettes. And we noticed that actually that gets way better views than trying to just show people a video of 4 minutes of a raw video of taking stuff out of a suitcase. Because on long form, you've got a different type of viewer, which I know that you would have noticed and seen as well. Yeah. And we found that if we do ones where we're going through palettes, talking about how we're running the business, we're getting better views through that. So the idea is we want to start at some point going back to those videos, and with the stock that now we're getting Amazon returns and liquidation stock again, we can pivot to the long form again. So you'll probably see us on YouTube at some point make a proper return, not just the lost luggage on the shorts. So,
yeah, and I think there is. Excuse me. I think there's a bit of a pushback against the short form. Long form is really making a comeback now. And there are channels that do incredibly well going through palettes. You've probably seen them. So I think that could work out. And then you can feed people to your website from those videos. And you could even say some of this stock will be for sale on our website. Here's the link. You can see how it all feeds in.
Yeah,
that's
fantastic. And we've seen like because we look at the analytics, we've seen the numbers start growing from even just from TikTok. So it'd be nice to add YouTube to that as well. We've seen the numbers grow because on our website, because the way it's set up, each website you have your own users, so they log in like you log into an email or you sign up to eBay, but sort of very simple, easy to do form, and you can then see how many users are logged on, how many people are signed up on even like an email, and then you can just see the numbers, like your analytics grow, and it's really refreshing to see people clicking through from socials. So I'm looking forward to be able to do that with YouTube as well, and see people purchase from our site or even sign up to Auctium, because that would be amazing as well.
Exactly. I'm going back to somebody who couldn't find the links. Below this stream, all the links are there.
No, they're not.
Oh, I thought.
No, I was trying to tell you they're not there.
Oh, I thought you said they were. Oh no, there are links. That's really weird because I put them in. I must have pasted them on and not clicked save.
I think that's
that'll just not.
We will put the links to Jono and Scott's everything after the video. I do apologize.
Yeah.
Okay, so words of wisdom are coming in. So what we'll do, we'll read out a bunch, and you can pick something that resonates with yourself, and that's how we'll wrap up. Do you want to read some out?
Yeah. So Sharon says, strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. Keep giving it a try.
That ties into exactly what you were talking about with this year for you guys, right?
Just reminding people about the next weekend's charity event. It's your last chance to get raffle tickets this week. You still need to get ours. We haven't done that yet.
We're hoping to do a quick live stream with Lainey to update everyone on how you can get your raffle tickets, and reminding everyone about the auction that's going to happen next weekend in this slot. So yeah, we'll try and remind everyone during the week.
And Lainey says, if you cannot do great things, then do small things in a great way.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed one.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Irish reseller says, walk before you can run. Benny from Ireland.
Yeah, thank you, Benny.
Will says, the person who plants trees knowing that they will never sit in its shade has understood the meaning of life.
I've heard something similar to that before. That's it's kind of the pay it forward mentality, right?
And then Thelma says, the fire still burns, wisdom of ages, rush over me, heighten my senses, enlighten me, lead me on eternally.
That sounds like lyrics that I've heard from somewhere. Is that lyrics from a song? I'm not sure. It might be.
Actually.
Like
Anastasia says, every time you worry, you are too sensitive. Remind yourself how beautiful it is that it doesn't take much for you to do the most human thing. Feel. I love that. I love that. So many times in my life I've been told I'm too sensitive.
Is it possible to be too sensitive? I don't know.
I don't think so. And then Ross says, it can produce hundreds of little legs protruding from its underside. It's Terry Pratchett today.
Terry Pratchett.
And can move very fast if the need arises. It has been described as half suitcase, half homicidal maniac.
What on earth did you just read? I have no idea. Something from Terry Pratchett.
Something from The Colour of Magic. I think it's because it's got something to do with suitcases.
Ross is trying hard to tie it in with the topic. Don't strive for perfection. Practice makes progress. I like it.
Yeah.
Porky's in with one. Let's quickly do a couple more. Life will test you again and again, not to break you, but to prove you're stronger than you think. Yeah, we've certainly been to breaking point a couple of times in our career as people. And that's when you find out what you're made of, I think.
I think in business.
Go on.
Sorry. Sorry. I was about to say, just in business, it was like I think you only really truly fail if you quit. I think if you keep going and you don't quit, then there's always something new that you'll learn, even if the business you're running right now isn't profitable or something doesn't work. You'll find something that works. But if you quit, then you've probably failed. Like if you stop completely, like at that, I'm not saying in life, but I'm just saying that's something that you really hits home when you're in business. You really realize that you've got to keep.
And sometimes you might find this with your business partner. You need someone else there to prop you up in those moments when you want to give in. When we had our business broken into and destroyed, I literally laid on the floor. It's 3 a.m. I laid on the floor and I went, I'm done. I just couldn't hack it anymore. So Andrea had to be the one with the strength in that moment in time to say, A, we've got to tidy this place up and shut the door that they'd smashed in.
Yeah.
And B, we're going to get over this. We're going to get through this. But I was done. I was literally on the floor in tears, like in a mess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I can understand. You got to pick you up. So well done, Andrea, for doing that. Because here you guys are now. So you won't be doing this.
So Charity Shop Cat, words of wisdom are positive. So they need to be like a positive quote or something inspirational.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Right. Well, we'll do these last couple. Did you hear one that you might think? Remember, you got to pick one out if you can, Jono.
Will says, when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, don't be afraid. Now that is a
song lyric.
What's
Isn't that the Dock of the Bay?
Yeah.
I like it. I forgot I was meant to pick one out. I'm just enjoying them going, there's more.
Don't worry, it's fine.
It's Stand.
Why not? I said Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Okay. I sued BA for misplacing my luggage, but I lost my case.
That is good. I'll give the best joke award go to that one. Relevant joke. That was really good, Chris.
Okay, well, we're at the end. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just leave it there. Don't worry, Jono. They were all pretty
sorry, guys. I did that thing where I just got so involved in all your quotes and chatting to Nick and Andrea, I forgot to actually pick one.
It's fine.
I've had a really good interview, though. Thank you.
That was really fun, and thank you for giving us an insight into the crazy world that you're in. It sounds amazing what you guys.
You could have asked me 20 million more questions, and we could have talked for another 2 hours, and it still wouldn't have ended. You know, there's so much. So
yeah, it was thoroughly enjoyable, and perhaps in the future we'll get both of you on, and we'll see where you are, because I think your business is going to evolve and change rapidly.
Oh, it changes every month, every week.
Yeah. So all it remains to say is thank you everybody for watching live. If you're watching after the fact, drop us a message down below. I'll make sure Jono's links and everything is below for you. Apologies for not getting them in tonight. And thank you for your time. Thank you for being with us, Jono.
Thank you.
Oh no, thank you. It's been great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and pass on all the best to Scott, and we'll catch up with him next time we do this.
Oh, I will. And he's definitely going to be on next time. This has been loads of fun. Thank you.
Brilliant. All right, cheers. Stick around, Jono. We can have a quick chat afterwards. Bye, everybody in the chat.
Bye, everyone.
Being here. Cheers.
Bye.